Hi, my name is Carla Wood, and this is my LME 590 digital storytelling presentation, in which I'm going to be sharing my practicum field experience with you. I've taken all the weeks in which I have been getting experience in the library and broken it down into the things I have done and the things I have learned. First, I'll tell you a little bit about where I completed practicum. I work at Austin Tracy Elementary School as a K-1 teacher, so I worked with our librarian, Miss Bretta Schock, to observe and co-teach pre-K through 6th grade classes. Week 1 of practicum, I got to observe some primary classes, some kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade classes. I also got to sit down with my librarian after school, and we created a schedule for collaboration times in and out of school. It was very difficult to come up with a schedule due to her being a librarian part-time and at another Barron County school part-time. So we had to work around what days she would be in our building. We had to work around my planning period. Even with my planning period, every single day that she was in the school building, I was not going to be able to get the hours in that I needed. So I had to go with my principal and work out a plan to get coverage for some of my classes so that I could get out of my room and into the library to get my hours in. The picture you see here is of Miss Schock. She was leading a lesson over digital citizenship, 2nd grade. Week 2 was a challenging week. Our school district ended up closing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday due to sickness. She and I did get to meet after school on Tuesday, and we talked about the collection in our library, the average age of our collection, which is 1997. 3 years ago, when I first started this program, the average age was 1965. Her goal is to get the average age of our collection into the 2000s by the end of the school year. She has a volunteer that has been helping her weed. She pulls lists of books that are below that date and just weeds a little at a time. She also discussed her check-in and check-out procedures with me. She has cards for the kiddos that they just find their name. They'll go get their books. She scans it. It's a real quick procedure. It blows my mind. They can check in and out books within 15 minutes. Week 3, our out-of-class discussion was over volunteers. She has a volunteer at each of the schools she works in, and her volunteer will come in and she will help shelve books, she helps weed books, she helps catalog books, pretty much anything that Miss Schock needs done, her volunteer can help her do that. At the end of the year, her volunteer helps her pull all the books off the shelf so she can complete inventory. She does inventory at both schools every year. She discussed the importance of having a volunteer in the building and to make a monthly plan so that in case you're not there or you can't meet, your volunteer already knows the things that need to be done. Week 3, I got to observe lower primary classes, some kindergarten and some 1st grade classes. I assisted with checking in and checking out. I got to scan and let them know if they had overdue books. Also got to help them pick out some books, so that was very fun. You can see the student cards in the picture at the bottom left where they find their name, find their card, pick out their books, and then that's what the librarian uses to scan to pull their name up before they check out their book. In the middle you see it's pulled out, but there's a slot where they drop their books into the counter, and then she can pull out the drawer and check in the books real quick while they are looking for books to check out. Once she scans the books in, they go behind the circulation desk on a cart so that that cart can be wheeled out into the library later for books to be shelved. Students also know if they're interested, they can come back there and see what books have been returned but haven't been shelved yet in case they would like to check books off of the cart. Week 4, a great week spent with students. I got to work with 1st grade and 2nd grade classes this week. I helped check books in and check books out again. I'm getting really good at that. I observed digital citizenship lessons for both grade levels. You're going to see that I talk about digital citizenship quite a bit. Our school district has to cover digital citizenship. With her being a part-time librarian, it took her quite a while to get through these lessons with all grade levels. Our after-school discussion was grants. Recently, she filled out a grant at the beginning of the year for Makerspace, which she received the grant. She talked about the things that she purchased with that money, and you can see in the top right, there's a picture of it. I also, during this week, here was an activity for digital citizenship. I observed and then helped teach closer to the end some of the digital citizenship lessons. Here's some kiddos checking out books, finding things that they liked. Week 5, I continue being in the class, co-teaching, observing. We discussed organization of class materials. She shared many different ways she's tried to organize her materials and what works best for her. Being in 2 different schools, being there only part-time, a couple days a week, she has to work ahead, and by the time she leaves at our school, she's there Monday, Tuesday, and every other Friday. By the time she leaves on Tuesday, she has everything ready for the very next week. What seems to work best for her is just an old school folder, and she has a daily folder. So her Monday folder has everything needed and paper clipped for her Monday classes. The Tuesday folder has everything for her Tuesday classes. We also began planning and prepping for Read Across America Week. So you can see pictures where we have created some Dr. Seuss hats that were being painted. We were working on turning snacks here into the Lorax. We made truffle trees. We went all out to bring this good experience for our students. Week 6 was Read Across America Week. It was super fun, super exciting. We gave snacks to the kids every single day. We made dress-up days. When we met to plan, we planned trivia games for the kids where they could each day hear a trivia question. It had to do with Dr. Seuss. They could fill it out and win a prize. We gave away books. We also had the dress-up days. On Monday, it was Fox and Socks, wear crazy socks. And their snack was a pack of goldfish that said 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, goldfish. The trivia question was, what school did Dr. Seuss drop out of? On Tuesday, we had dress up as your favorite book character. Their snack was the oranges with the eyes and the mustache to look like the Lorax. The trivia question was, what was Dr. Seuss's pen name? Wednesday was green eggs and ham, so students and staff were asked to wear green. Their snack was a pretzel with white chocolate and a green M&M on top to look like green eggs and ham. Lunch this day was also green eggs and ham, and the trivia question was, what was Dr. Seuss's first published book? Thursday was the cat in the hat, wear a hat or have crazy hair. Snack was a cat in a hat decorated cheese stick. And the trivia question was, how many books did Dr. Seuss have published? On Friday, the theme was Sleep Book, and students and staff were asked to wear their pajamas. And the snack was a bag of popcorn with the label Hop On Popcorn. Super fun week. The kids loved it. The staff loved it. It was a lot of work to plan and prep and decorate and get it all together, but it was totally worth it. Week 7, we dug into the maker spaces. We looked at the supplies for maker spaces. She talked about what she's purchased at Austin Tracy as well as what she has purchased at Temple Hill, what works best for her in her room for making maker spaces work. I got to work more on digital citizenship. We checked in and out books, and I stayed after school on Tuesday to help shelve books. Week 8, I got to work with kindergarten and first grade classes, the groups that I usually work with every day. I got to complete a read aloud with them, and then after school, the librarian and I discussed book fairs. She has previously done Scholastic at our school. This was her first year she tried a Follett book fair at Temple Hill. She said she really liked it. The setup time was much quicker than that with Scholastic. In our building, we only had a Scholastic book fair, but has next year's scheduled, and it will be a Follett book fair. I'm very excited to get my own opinion on Follett versus Scholastic. Week 9, we discussed ebooks. Our district has ebooks. So, third grade, I got to show them how to get onto the Barron County website. There's a Follett link, so they click on that, and we showed them how they could search for any books. They can check books out, introduce them to some ebooks so that they can start checking some of those out. Since it's getting closer to the end of the school year, she and I sat down after school and started talking about procedures for getting overdue books returned. Her volunteer has made cards in which they've printed out. It has the student's name, which I've blurred out, and it'll tell the title of the book, the cost for if it needs to be purchased as opposed to being returned. And week 10, my most recent week, we discussed buying and repairing books. She likes to order from Follett because they do replace the book for free. We also got to work with maker spaces. As you can see in the pictures, these kiddos, this is a 4th grade group, and they were completing maker spaces. This was my first experience actually doing maker spaces with the students. We have talked about the grants, we looked at the materials, we talked about how she makes it work, but I actually got to get that hands-on experience. It was amazing. I loved it. I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully I get to do it again before this school year's over. So that's all I've got for you. It's been a great experience. I'm so thankful to Miss Shock for opening her library up to me, being willing to take me on, mentor me, teach me so many new things, and giving me the hands-on experience that I need before getting into the library myself. I'm looking forward to my last few weeks in the library with her. We've already made big plans to complete inventory together. We're going to weed some books, and we're going to start cataloging some new books before the end of the school year. So I can't wait. Thank you for watching my video.